أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters here, how are you all? Hope you all are doing well and good. Come on, let's keep it an interactive session, inshallah ta'ala. So, alhamdulillah, let's begin. We are into the day 8 of this course, right? Subhanallah, 8 days have passed by, and tomorrow is the last day of this Design Like a Pro course. So, alhamdulillah. So, you all have become a pro designers by now, right, dear sisters and brothers? Barakallahu fiki, alhamdulillah. You all have learned to design like a pro. Barakallah. So, inshallah, in last session, in tomorrow's session, also we will be dealing with some concepts and topics that were untouched, okay? Inshallah. So, we will discover all of the topics that were not covered in the previous session, inshallah ta'ala. So, today and tomorrow would be would be a very important session, inshallah ta'ala. So, dear sisters and brothers, come on, let's begin our class, day 8 of this course, with rectification of our intentions. Kindly rectify your intentions, make your intentions right, and make it right. Intend that you're going to learn the skill, learn this talent for the sake of Allah, so that you will use it for the to serve deen of Allah, and also you will use the skill. You can also pursue a career through the skill to earn rizq halal, which will be a means of rewards for us, right? So, alhamdulillah, dear sisters and brothers, please rectify and begin with and start with the name of Allah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And come on, what are the main prerequisites that you all have to start with? Is with the name of Allah, and start with by seeking help of Almighty Allah, because without His help, we are nothing, okay? We cannot get anything out of it, right? So let's continue on this journey of being more productive with our smartphones and or our cell phones, inshallah ta'ala, or our smart devices with us. So we are just a quick recap on the day 7th of this course. Dear sisters and brothers, can you let me know what did we study in yesterday's class? It was totally about the business, right? We learned how to make the flyers for the business sales, for the any of the sales that are marketing, for whatever we say, the year for events. Yes, we made the flyers, and also we discussed about how to make the banners as well, right? So we just have to change the aspect ratio of each and every flyer that we are going to make to match it to the banner ratio. That's all, right? So the dimensions is very important when we are going to deal with the banners. Fine. We also learned how to create the advertisement related sales flyer. The same flyers that we create, we just can convert that into the animations, and we can just put out 30-second of animation or something like that. So the sales advertisement flyers, and also we learned some of the techniques like how to write the sales or something like that. And then we learned how to make business banners. We have seen if there is a single product flyer we can make the multi-product flyer also, and it is a big project if you take up the multi-product flyers, like 20 to 30 products in a frame, then it is actually a bigger project that you all are taking. Okay, so alhamdulillah, dear sisters and brothers, this was the homework for yesterday's class, and you all have done it excellently. Barakallahu fiki. So I just want you all to submit all the 8 homeworks that will be assigned in these 9 days, fine? Because with the homeworks only you're going to get the certification after this course, fine? And also you will be given the final assignment, inshallah ta'ala. With that, we will be deciding who is eligible to get the certification, inshallah. So dear sisters and brothers, come on with let's begin with the day 8 of this course. And today we are going to learn very key concept, that is the one thing that you will be asked when you are going to where when you're going into the field of when you're going into the career of this graphic designing, you'll be asked to make the event flyers, right? Because now and then we have events coming up every time, right? The cousin's wedding or something like that, or you might be having the wedding in your home, the some type of ceremony, some type of events at your home itself, or there will be a business events like the anniversary sales event, or something like the what we say the events like the ceremonies, for example, what we say of some parties or something like that. We actually create the event flyers for so and so, right? So this event flyers, the wedding invitations and all are very important when you're going into the graphic designing, right? Now and then you might get the project of the wedding invitations. Prepare a mock-up of the wedding invitation or something like that. Basically, dear sisters and brothers, when you are going into the wedding invitation field, basically the printing presses have their own graphic designers. They usually take their own graphic designer and they create their templates and put out on their what we say the template of the cards, the wedding cards. Okay, but if you design it by yourself and give it to them that I want this one for our wedding invitation or something like that, you being a graphic designer, you can do it by yourself and you can give the mock-up. I want this one to be put up on the papers or the cards, the wedding cards, then that is well and good. So you are yourself a graphic designer now, and you can create the beautiful banners and also the wedding invitation cards. What about the ceremony banners, dear sisters and brothers? Why did I mention this? Because this is also an important thing. For example, there's a wedding going on, and on the location they want some banners. For example, they want a banner like this weds this, or it's an akika ceremony of this one. Okay, recently I got a banner, got a this one client for asking me for a banner for the akika ceremony of their kid. So this is how we can just make it in this canva. I just made a beautiful banner for the akika ceremony, and it was a kind of a event flyer, right? Inshallah, we are going to deal with that as well, how to make such things and what to include in each and everything and more, inshallah ta'ala. So today's class would be very helpful if you're going into this field of making the event flyers, and if you have your cousin's marriage coming up, kindly give them a flyer like this, inshallah ta'ala. So come on, I want you all to prepare. Keep in mind, anyone in your family or friends, if you have anyone coming up with a wedding after 1 or 2 months or something like that, we can just prepare a beautiful wedding banner, wedding flyer or wedding invitation card. Even the digital cards are famous nowadays, right? Digital cards with just the animation, with just the 30-second animation, something like that. Even that you can prepare and give it for gift it for your cousins or even the friends, or even if it's in your family, in your own family, in your dear ones, you can make this wedding invitation flyers or something like that. So today's class would be very helpful if you have some events coming up in your close relatives or something like that, inshallah ta'ala. So come on, dear sisters and brothers, let's begin without any delay. Come on, I want you all to be ready with the two devices, one device to listen to the class and another to write another device to practice after me. Okay, the life practice is must. Again tell you, practice after me, inshallah ta'ala. Practice each and everything that I'm telling you. Did you all practice? Did you all just move through the app section of the Canva and practice the things that I told you in yesterday's class? I told you already that is a homework for you all. You need to move through the app section of the Canva, and you need to see whatever you need to surf through each and every app that is available in the Canva apps. Did you all see that in the Magic Studio? Remember, dear sisters and brothers, you are having the pro features, okay? Not in the free. You won't get even the access to single one in the free. Okay, free Canva. You're all having the pro access. Utilize it to the best. Okay, you utilize it to the best. I'm telling you again and again, utilize it to the best, and it will be very helpful if you just move through the each and everything and develop beautiful designs by yourself, inshallah ta'ala. You can create wonders with this application, dear sisters and brothers. Take it from me, it is a wonderful application. You can even sell your designs. Okay, inshallah, in tomorrow's session, I'm going to touch on this topic. Give a touch on the topic on the topic of what we say earning through the Canva, inshallah ta'ala. So dear sisters and brothers, please be practicing much and make good use of the time, and try to be a pro try to become pro in this, okay, inshallah ta'ala. Develop this skill into a pro level, inshallah ta'ala. So come on, I want you all to see designing like a pro, like a professional, inshallah. So let's begin today's class without any delay, and we are heading on to the topic known as the preparation of the or the designing of the event flyers, inshallah ta'ala. So come on, without any delay, let me just start with the screen share. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So we are here with the Canva application. Okay. So we are starting off with something called as the invitations, right? So we want the invitation cards. So how well have you seen the invitation cards as? We have seen two different type of invitation cards. Do you all know, dear sisters and brothers? We have one in the portrait, one in the landscape pattern. The invitation cards that mostly come up to our house, that we are invited with, are usually landscape. Have you all seen? They have two. They actually in the portrait format, but they are folded up into two cards, like it feels like a two card. Yes. So invitation card, you can take landscape as well as the portrait version, whichever you want. Today we are going to just deal with the portrait. You can even make the landscape needs two pages. In two pages you need to add all of the details, fine. In one page, details of the groom and the family and more, and then in the next page you're going to invite them for the location as well as the dates and something like that. Okay, so that is specifically for the wedding invitation that I told. Now in the portraits we are going to see both of it, fine. In the portrait wedding invitation we can see both of it, like we can create the flyers for the events, and also we can create the flyers for the wedding invitations as well as much more, fine. So we'll start from the scratch, then we'll see if we can use the templates, fine. First we'll start from the scratch. What are we going with? We are going with the elements. Come on, do it after me. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First start with the elements. You can just take a beautiful background. First you need a background. You can just put a background for invitation, background for wedding, or anything like that. Background for wedding, whatever you want you can put up, fine. So you have beautiful backgrounds in the photos. Just a moment, we just skip that. Okay, we have beautiful backgrounds in the photos. Just see if you have something that is for the photos itself, for the flyers itself. Okay, these are not related to the wedding. We just have to write background for the invitation cards, right? Background for invitation cards or events you can put up. Okay, for invitation. So you have beautiful background photos for the invitation cards. You can just grab whichever you love the best. Find you whichever you feel good to go with. Come on, grab it up. So we'll move. You know, even you probably have seen something like this somewhere, right? The cards like this. In this they actually put up just a moment, and the cards like this, dear sisters and brothers, they actually put up the writing. Everything comes in the form of the writing, and they actually change the pages of it. Okay, even that you can do by using the videos here. Okay, in the videos you will find so many invitations, wedding invitations, and you can even make your own wedding invitation using the videos as well. Okay, tomorrow we are going to touch the topic of the videos, fine. In the videos you will be able to learn how to make beautiful things, inshallah. In tomorrow's class we are going to touch the topic of animating each and everything, fine. Today we are going to learn how to make the flyers. Okay, because this course is basically of the graphic designing using the flyers, and we already have a course, we already had a course and have a course related to the what we say, the video editing, right? In the video editing we learned it all. So lucky, I just selected this image, I added it as a set image to the background, and this doesn't looks like a good finishing, right? It is not that appropriate. So let me just select beautiful ones. Okay, these things, these images like this, dear sisters and brothers, the images like this will be helpful if there is something like the children ceremonies related to something like that, fine. Kids or something like that, fine. You can use this for the akika ceremony or something. I used a flyer like this, a background like this, so you all can make use of the beautiful ones, fine. So now let me see what suits my need. It's nothing but we are going to create a beautiful wedding invitation. And then we need a beautiful card for that, right? We need a beautiful background for that. You can make it on your own. First thing, you can make it on your own. For example, if I take this gradient, okay, I'll show you how you can make it on your own, the borders and more, and then we'll take the borders that are already here. Fine. So move to this one and assign it as a background, set image as a background. So this is a background done. Now I'll just move to this one and see if I have some florals. I can just type watercolor floral. This is the suggested one because they use this often. Watercolor floral. Okay, they use it often. If you want, you can just move through this and select whichever florals you want. Fine. So, for example, if I want this, you can select this one. But this doesn't suits this. Fine. Make use of the good florals that you can apply here. Fine. For example, I'll see in the watercolor florals what suits my need. Let me put up this one somewhere here. Okay. Okay, this is just for the for what we say, just for creating the template that is behind. Okay, do not worry, we are not yet finished. We have just begun with. We need to try out with each and every methods that we have. Okay, we have to try out our creativity here. Put all our creativity here. Think, search for the things that suits best to our best on our flyer, and then you just can make a beautiful flyer out of it. Fine. So come on, we will see what we can add up. Do we have something to put on the below thing? Okay, this would be okay with, but I think it would be too much. So we'll see the magic recommendations if you have any. Okay, not going fine. Okay, this is fine to go with. We need a bit of lower, less number of what we say, the florals. Okay, if you want, you can place this as well. It's totally up to you, dear sisters and brothers, how well you want to put up things, how you want to put it as. Okay, if I keep it, it is like this. If you want, you can do it in this way. Okay, I'm showing you different ways you can put up things here. Fine. Magic recommendations, I do not want it. I'll just put the small ones here. Fine. This is just a digital invitation that we are going to prepare. Right. Okay, this is fine. Now, if you do not want that that kind of florals, watercolor florals, so what we will do is we will just move through something called as photos. So we'll see if we have the floral designed backgrounds itself. Okay, so we have all of the floral backgrounds as well. We do not need something like that now, right? So if you want, you can just grab from here, whichever you want, okay? These ones are good. It would actually match our need because the florals that are there are all matching with this one. You can put it up here or you can lower its transparency, okay? Lower its transparency. One more thing, dear sisters and brothers, you will get the backgrounds with the florals that you want. Okay, do not worry if you do not have the backgrounds. If you do not want to add your own florals here, you will have the backgrounds with the florals. So how to type that background with the florals, and here you have the background with the florals. Now let me just flip it up and let me just put it here and assign it as the replace it as a background, and this is done. And this is how beautiful it looks with our own florals. Also, it has assigned its own floral of the background pic that it had. Okay, if you want, we can just remove this, or if you want, we can keep it. See, it's feeling as if it is from the design itself. Okay, if you want, you can just remove this app. Okay, this is totally up to you how you're going to assign things, how you're going to make use of the backgrounds or something as such. Okay, so you all have to remember there are so many elements that you can make use of. One thing that I told you, the floral thing, okay, you can make use of that. Then what are there for the wedding invitations are like some ribbons are there. If you want to begin with the ribbon banner, if you just click on the ribbon, whichever ribbon you want, it will appear. Ribbon banners, if you want, it will appear. Something like this florally, if you want, you can keep. Wedding invitation, you can write here, or you can write here as this groom weds the bride, or you can just mention their names. If you do not want, you can just place this much here and this much here. Okay, this is totally up to you how you're going to make use of the things. And here you will have so many elements that you can make use of, right? And also the things like the save the date. Okay, you will have something like save the date. All of it are mentioned here. The elements are all here. Okay, elements of your need, what we say. scroll here, save the date. If you want to keep it somewhere here, keep it somewhere here. If you want to change its color according to the background, you can change it. Okay, now let me just start with the text. Okay, what text would you add for this background? This is something pinkish colored. So what we'll take is, we'll take the pinkish colored text itself. So we'll move to the text, add a heading or add a text box. Let me start with the add a heading. Fine. And the headings, what are we going to write? If you want, we can write with the head. In the headings, I think we need the bride and groom name. So we'll not attach this topic. So we'll just take the text and add it as a subheading, or inshallah, we can just move through this one and scroll through this one and take whichever looks beautiful for you. Fine. So see whichever seems good for you and go with that. Fine. So for now, let me see what I can go with. Just a moment, inshallah. We'll just grab a beautiful one. Fine. Okay, you can go through this one and add whichever you want. Come on, you might be knowing the content that you need to write, right? For example, if you're going to make it for your what we say, the wedding invitation of your siblings or something like that, you can just take your own name and start with this, or you can do it in any of the ways that feels better for you to go with. So usually in the Islamic and the nikah invitations, what they add is they add Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, right? At the beginning, they add Bismillah. So we'll just have a good Muslim invitation card. Bismillah Arabic. So move to the graphics, see which suits your need. If this is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, color is changeable. Yes, it is. We can change it to whichever color we want, and we'll place it in the middle and the top. Fine. So this is the one way. And then what we'll do is we will have to write the things. So we'll go with something like this. Who is inviting this together with the bride, with the what we say. Usually they actually, if from the parent side, then it will be like we request, we, Mr. and Mrs. Usually it would be in this way, right? Mrs. and Mr. and Mrs. XYZ invites you to their daughter, their ceremony, the nikah ceremony of their daughter, and something like that. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. XYZ. Okay, let it be a bit bolder, no problem. So you need to give all of these, which are very important, a big and a big font. Okay, bigger font, and then. Okay, remember all of the request your presence, all of the text that are here should be in the handwritten format, right? Because that is a good way of presenting the invitation cards. Request your presence at the, or it might be like request honor of your presence, on request the honor of your presence. Okay, I can even mention it that way. The honor of your presence. There is also called as magic write in the Canva. But it is not included for you because it gives you 500. Okay, it gives us the team persons the 500 things to write using the magic write, but it will be used by all of the team members, so it won't be available for us. Okay, request the honor of your presence at the nikah ceremony. If you want, you will be having so many written text about nikah. Just see here, if you type nikah, you will be having so many elements based on nikah ceremony. Fine. Even if you want like the engagement rings put up here in between, if there's an engagement ceremony, if you want to put up like engagement ceremony somewhere here, it will also be in the form of the elements. Fine. Just look into if you have any of the engagement ceremony kind of things. You can put it up there. Fine. Even if you want something like without the faces, this is allowed to be put up, right? You can just put something like this as well, the photos without the faces. And also the borders are also here if you want to put up the borders without any the florals. For example, if I want to remove this floral, I'll put it like this. And if I want to put up my own borders, see here, what I'll do is just change it up to my own colors. See, it looks beautiful. If you want a very simple one, it is up to you, dear sisters and brothers. It's totally up to you. It is not like you have to make it in this way itself or that way itself. It is totally up to you. Make it make it the best that you're going to create. Fine. If you wanted the background for entire thing, put it up like this. Fine. Put it up like this and create a beautiful one. And let me just duplicate it and place this here. How to flip it over, or you can just turn it using the rotate button, or you can just flip it twice. Flip vertical, flip horizontal twice. That's all. And then Mr. and Mrs. XYZ request the honor of your presence at the. At the, if you want to write the nikah ceremony, you can write it, or if you want to write the engagement, because I have put out the rings here, change the colors of the rings, that is also available. That option is also available. So let me just write this in the colors as well, because this is also an important thing here. Okay, if you want, you can write, usually they write it in this way: in the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Okay, come on, make a beautiful card for your someone in your family and gifted them. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. If you want to reduce the text, reduce it further and make it look very excellent, dear sisters and brothers. Very excellent with the font, because this would be once for a lifetime cards, right? So you all have to create this beautifully, because it is a big day for them. You're going to create it for whoever it is. It would be actually a big day for them, right? So you have to create it very beautifully with very much efforts put up in it, and very put a beauty in it. Okay, inshallah, create it very consciously. Okay, that's what I wanted to say, because this is the thing that as again I'm telling you, once and for all, they actually have it, the wedding. It would be a remarkable day of their lives. So create it very beautifully. Change the fonts. Okay, remember the fonts are very, very important when you are going to create the any of the flyers, but specifically the flyers like this, the flyers like the wedding invitation. The fonts should be excellent. You have access to thousands and thousands of fonts, dear sisters and brothers. Go for it. Pick up a beautiful font and go for it. Okay, create a beautiful invitation. Okay, whenever you get now on, dear sisters and brothers, whenever you get a project for designing something, whenever you get a client matlab, even if it is your cousin, even if it's your friend, even if it's your near and dear one, they are your clients now. Okay, whenever, even if they ask you to create something for them, create it. Even if it is the smallest thing, create it. Start creating. Take the money or no money, but charge them or do not charge them, but create it. Because with the creation, with practice, you will actually gain perfection. Without practice, you cannot gain it, dear sisters and brothers. This is a skill that needs continuous practice. Okay, this is a skill that needs continuous practice. Remember, with the practice only you can achieve the excellency in this, and you can just apply for, I already told you, you can just apply for various platforms. You can serve as a, what we say, freelancer on various platforms, right? So inshallah ta'ala, see a beautiful handwriting kind of fonts here, and inshallah go with it. Okay, usually in the invitations we see this font. So take over whichever seems best for you. Request the honor of your presence. Okay. Sometimes the clients want a good readable font, so you have to be very careful when you're going to use the fonts. Fine. So what usually we, the graphic designers, do is we actually give them the option. Okay, we give two mock-ups for each letter, for each flyer that they're going to make. For example, we'll just create two copies of each of it, and we will send it to them, and we will tell them only two revisions allowed. Two revisions matlab, you can just ask us for once to change, and if we give it again, you can just ask for changing twice, and not more than that. Because what we are using our talent, we are using our time there, and we cannot accept a number of revisions, right? So sometimes we can just put up our own rules and regulations, like we just go through the two revisions. We just take two revisions for each and everything. That's all. Request the honor of your presence at the engagement ceremony. What I'll do, I'll just copy paste this engagement, or let me just write it as nikah ceremony only. Nikah ceremony. Okay, and then I'll just duplicate this up of a daughter of our sun. Let it be sun. And then you can just write both of their name inside this if you want, and then save the date. And below the date, you just have to add the options. Fine. So what I'll write the names now. So to write the names, I'll just pick this up itself. The ribbon banner is too big for the text because we want a more space now to write the venue, to write the dates, right? And also the timings. So let me just write groom with right. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just put it up like this, a bigger one. If I want, I'll delete this. Okay, do not worry. If you want, you can just delete it and borrow a beautiful banner. So what did I write? Ribbon banner. Ribbon banner. The ribbon banners are helpful if you're going with this. So select whichever beautiful ribbon banners you want. But if you select this one like this, okay, even if you want, you can select like this. But most importantly, the color changeable ribbons, if you select, that would be well and good for you all. So groom with bride. Okay, so for this, it wants something like the text craft, type craft. Do you remember we learned something called as type craft? If you want, we can go with that. But for now, probably what we will do is we'll see something called as the shaping. If it shapes a bit lower, that's enough for us for now. Okay, or else it would be fine if you go with the type craft in the application. Okay, move to the applications and go to the type craft and change its shape. What I'll do is I'll curve it a bit like this. Groom with bride. Okay, for now it's fine for me. But if you want, I want you all to move through the what did I say? You have to move through the type craft and craft it up perfectly. Groom and bride. Just keep both of the names. Or what we'll do is, if you want, we'll just move through that itself. Type craft itself. Let's see how we can prepare beautiful typing with that. So go to the apps, type craft, and let's craft it well. And to our need. How is it actually? Groom with bride. It's here, it's here, it's here. Okay. So we need to write what we want to write. We'll write select all, groom, with, bride. Okay. Now the font that was used, you have to use the same font. So let me see what font we can use. Should we use this one? This is fine to go with it, probably. Okay. Groom with bride. This is here. So what we'll do is, how was it? Again, you have to be very careful while producing it. So let it be in this way. Okay, this is all yours now. It's your game now. It's how well you play here. Fine. It was something like this. So what I'll do is, it was something here like this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it was something like this, right? It's type craft. It's type craft. It means that you are going to craft it yourself, craft the writing yourself. This was dealt in the beginning itself, dear sisters and brothers. Okay. Craft it in a way that suits that one. Fine. Craft it in a way which suits our need. Fine. So we are done. Something like this, probably. I do not know. Let us just place it. If you want, we can just change the what we say, change the way it looks. Probably like this. No, we did not do it right. Correct. So we wanted the widths downwards and the bride upwards again. So if you want, we can just change it up again. The groom should be upwards, right? Yes, yes. This is the way we want. The wedge should be downwards. Fine. Yes, yes, yes. This way. And the bride should be upwards again. Like this. Yes, now it is fine. Okay, so you have to be very careful with the things, fine? So you are a graphic designer now, dear sisters and brothers. Look into each and every aspect of the editing. And this is the beautiful application that you can craft by your own self. You can craft your 3D images. You can craft it into the 3D objects. This you have so many beautiful options that you can work with, dear sisters and brothers. Give it all a try. I want you all to try it up, dear sisters and brothers. Here you have a very excellent copy of things. Probably this would suit a need. Not again. It's totally up to you now. Fine. How well you do things. Okay. Let it be in this way itself. I think I can change this, flip this up if I want to. Flip horizontal. No. The last copy of it was fine for this one. Room with sprites. Okay, for this one, what I'll do is flip horizontal. Not even that. Flip vertical. Okay. This would be fine. Okay, remember that's totally up to you to craft the things. Let me see how well you will craft it. So for now, I think this would be fine to go with. Groom wet sprite. Yes, I did it. So you just have to change. If you want to change the color, you can just again click on it and change the color according to your own needs or whatever the colors are over there. If you want a pinkish color, something like this, it was there, right? You can change it to that color and update it up, update the elements. Yeah, this is somewhat okay to go with, but choose wisely the banners or something that you love to do it. Fine. So alhamdulillah, dear sisters and brothers, just a moment, inshallah. Okay, I just clicked on the back button. Fine. So this is how you actually craft the things. Fine. And then what else are you going to add with this? What else are you going to add with this? You're going to add something called as the with the bride is done, and then you need to add the dates, right? Dates, and then the whom the nikah is taking place with, and something like that. Do not click on it more often because it takes you to the. Okay, let me just place it here. Save the date. If I want, I'll place this here, and then I'll just delete it. Okay. If this is looking clumsy, change it up. Okay. If you do not like this, change it up and do not put the banners. Fine. Do not put the banners in this format. Put the banners in a way that you like. Fine. Move to the elements. That's totally up to you. I'm showing you the ways in which you can do things. Fine. Banners of your own liking. Put the banners of your own liking. Banners. And the banners, you have so many beautiful banners. The floral banners, if you want something like this or that, you can go with it. Even this would suffice. Groom with this one. Okay, see whichever suits your needs and put it up. Fine. Because your things that you're doing here, dear sisters and brothers, needs lots of revision, because you aren't that we won't be like this is perfect for our need or something like that, because we can make more better with other elements as well, right? So you can just try each and every aspect of the things that you have in here and do it in your own ways. And yesterday, I think I received a doubt regarding the 3D. How to make it a 3D? I already told you. You can just add up something like. Okay, I wanted to make this shaping. I think I should remove the shaping up because I want to put that in the next line. I will just put to the none. Okay, go to the none and we'll place this here. Let it be a bigger one itself, groom. And then what I'll do is I'll give it a spacing. Groom, bride. Your own ways of doing things, fine. Now, if you want to give it a bit of what we say, a 3D look, then you can just add some shadows to it. And the effects, add some shadows to it. And also you can add something called as the lifting up, okay? And the shadows, be sure you're giving the most transparency. And also if you want, you can give some blur amount. Direction is very important. See here in this way. And also the offset where you're going to present that shadow to. This would give you a big 3D look of the objects, okay? Now, if you want to change the colors, change it, okay? Change it to the best, whichever you want. Color, if you want it in the black, this is a look that you can give. What in the white, then that's well and good. If you want it in this color itself, you can give it the blur. Let me just reduce the blur rate to make it more opaque, like this. The more 3D. The directions also, if there's a 0 direction, you can just put it as 0. If you want it into the left side, onto the right side, whichever you want. And also the offset, make sure you're going to assign a beautiful proper aspect, a proper offset, and the colors as well. Groom, wets, bride. So for the wets, let me just duplicate this and put it here. Wets. Okay, even if you want for the widths, you will have the this one. Okay, what we say, the elements, you have it 5 for the widths as well. If you want to increase the font size, increase it further. Done. So now this is just about the let me decrease its font size. It's not looking that great to me. Okay, I want to change the font, change the fonts, because the fonts should not be the same there as above, right? Change it beautifully. Change it. If you want to write it in the handwriting, move to the handwriting. You have the selection of the fonts, whichever the fonts you want, you can start off with. Whichever you want, you can go with it. Okay. Beth Ellen. Okay, if it so suits you, go for it. Whichever you love, you can just move with that. Fine. Room Let's Bright. Okay, it's too big for this. So what we'll do, we'll just move back. That was fine for us. Something that was this. This would be okay. Or whichever you want, you can just move with that. Fine. This is fine. Then what we'll do, we'll just add some more things to this, like the save the date. For adding the dates, you can just move to the elements and you will have something called as, just see here, if you have some buttons like giving the rows and columns for the dates, you can just move with that. Or if you do not have that, okay, something like this, if you want, you can carry it out. This one. This is beautiful. If you want, you can just take this up and try the dates. Okay, write your own dates, like this color if you want. Let me just duplicate this up. Click on this plus button and see which what's the date. For example, 25th March. March would be 03 space 2024. Can we just place it in between? Yes, we can. We just have to move it here and we will be placing it in this way. Fine. Here the spacing is not proper, so we'll just add more spacing to this and place it in this way. Fine. Okay. So this is one way of doing things. And if you want, you can just make sure you're going to add your own this one columns or bars, what we say. Something like this. If you want it in different color, add it in different color. Fine. So let me delete it. Okay, 2025, 3, 2024. This is one way of doing things. Or you can just make use of the columns that are here. Fine. In the columns, you can add 2 columns, and then one side you can write the location, one side you can write the venue. Or once you write the time, a date, you can also write the time below it. The timing should be something like 1:15 p.m. or something like that. And then you can just write the venue after this. Venue and this. The location name. Okay, venue. This is done. So if you want to write this in some proper ways, like probably you have seen in the invitation cards, they have some thing like they put it up in the form of the columns or something like that. Just a moment, I'll show you the ways you can do this. For example, I'll just move this here and this as well. So in the elements, let me see some of the lines, just the lines. Lines for writing dates. Lines, you can just be very particular with what type of lines you need or something like that. Fine. Okay. So for this line, I'll just put it up in this way. Okay, I'll just reduce it up. I'll just bring it here. So it was actually assigned with this one. What I'll do, okay, this is not properly flipped up, so we'll take a beautiful one. This one, and then what you need to do is flip it up. So if you want to just have a flip there, but if you want, you can give it a rotation. Change the colors if you want, or decrease it up, okay? Okay, this is actually a messy task to take a line because it assigns the lining to the things that you're taking. So probably go with the graphics only. In the graphics, if you find any line, that is well and good. Line. Okay, this is well and good for us because in the line, when through the graphics you take the lines, it actually gives you a better option. Find small lines. Okay, and even these ones, dear sisters and brothers, something like this, when you're going to write the venues, if you want to include this, you can include it downwards. Fine. Okay, what I'll do is I'll do a easier way to do get a line. I'll put a bar and increase its size. Yes, that is a good idea. Okay, this one, increase the font size. Okay, I'll give it a different font. Okay, then what I'll do is I'll decrease its effects. Okay, you have various options to do things, so do it in your own ways. Find one line here and one line here. It's just my way of doing things. It's totally up to you. Fine. So we are just constructing something like this, and we are adding up two things. One, we are going to add the month here, the March month, or if you want, we can add timings here. 25th, if I'll write this side 25th, I'll write March here, I'll write 2024 here, and then I'll write 1:15 p.m. Below this or something like that. Okay. So I just showed you how you can just make use of the elements to do different things that you want. 1:15 p.m. If I want, I'll write this here. I'll write this here. 25th at 1:15 p.m. If I want, I can make use of at here. More 80. Okay, then you can just place it here, and then when you will write here. So this is just a simple way of doing things. Fine. Now we'll just see another flyer, dear sisters and brothers, which we can make it for the events or something like that. Fine. So I want you all to move to the graphics and write something like event. Fine. Be very, very, very peculiar and perfect about the handwriting that you're, the writing that you're writing there. Okay. The spelling should be very perfect. So in the events, sorry, it should not be in the graphics. Let us move to the events in the photos. Event. So if you have any event backgrounds, okay, background floral. Okay, we just want something like, we do not want a floral background. If it is an event, dear sisters and brothers, we actually take up some good backgrounds like that of the graphics kind of, or something like the, okay, something like this. Let's see if we can try out with some black content, because I usually prefer going to the black backgrounds. Whichever you want, you can move through. We'll just create a beautiful event flyer. Okay, we just have created a beautiful wedding invitation flyer. Alhamdulillah. I want you all to take put up a beautiful wedding flyer invitation flyer as a homework for today's session, inshallah. And then we are also having an event flyer. We also have to create an event flyer all together, inshallah. Let's all do it together. Fine. Technology background, whichever you want. For example, you're going to make an event flyer for the supermarket for their anniversary sales or something like that. This supermarket invites you for the anniversary sale of the 5th anniversary sale, and then they'll just mention the event, and then they'll say you have the exhibition of all of the products or something like that, or you have the 50% off on all of the products, or you have wonderful offers here or something like that. You can just mention it all. Fine. So for example, I'll just take this. Okay, you can just put this up, and you can add it as a image as a background. Done. Now what I'll do is I'll just write some text. I'll see if I can write some text. And the text, let me just add some text boxes. Okay. This is a simple invitation card that I'm going to make. You can just do it by yourself. Design like a pro. You need to increase its size beforehand. Fine. Beforehand, increase its size. Only then you will be able to apply perfectly. It's quite a very tricky task to use this. Fine. Design. Approve. The and is gone. So you just have to be very perfect and you have to see things around. If you want one important thing, if you want to detach this, it is very well and good, because if you ungroup this, you will be able to get through each and everything that is here. Ungroup it, okay? Ungroup it, and then you will be able to apply it perfectly. I tried to do it with that itself, but it was not possible because okay, you can just take put up any event here, and then you can just make an event flyer for whichever you want. Design like a pro. Okay. Change the colors if you want. If it's a white color, change it to whichever color you like. Okay. Let me see if we can assign the colors from the background that are here. Dark brown, change all. And this light can be dark yellowish. Purple, pink, no, not at all. I think this would be this. Okay. Let's go with whatever is excellent for our need. It's totally your choice of doing things, okay? Design like approve. If I want, we can just add some effects and make it rounder. Okay. If you want, you have a very beautiful thing called as creating the neon text also here in the Canva. Fine. Please make use of each and every aspect that you want and create a beautiful stuffed justice system that is, inshallah. Design like a pro. Okay. Let me change the font that is here because I'm not finding that so great. That's just a simple one. Okay. Now I'll write a text. EDU-SITE. This should be probably it should be below, sent below. So what I'll do is I'll just make it a bit below here. So send it over like this. Okay, change its color to your liking, whichever you love here and whichever you can go for here. The fonts play a very key role, dear sisters and brothers. Fine. Remember, the fonts play a very key role. EDU-SITEs. Okay, this is just a simple thing that I'm going to make for you all. Probably that would suffice your need. Fine. It's just a simple flyer that we can go with. Fine. It's totally up and down. Let's see how well I'm going to do things as EDU-SITE. Invites you all for the Takmeel of Design Like a Pro. Okay, that's an announcement that I wanted to make. You just can copy some pair here. Okay, tomorrow would be our Takmeel session. Inshallah, I want you all to attend tomorrow's session without fail. And tomorrow you're going to get so many tips and tactics and how you are going to animate things and more. You're going to learn it all in tomorrow's session. Invites you all for the Takmeel session. Okay. We did not get a beautiful background, so we did not do the things well. Okay, so get a beautiful background, only then you will be able to make things beautiful, seem beautiful. For the text meal session, or what I'll do is I'll just flip over this one. I think that would be better. Flip vertical. Okay, whitish. EDU-SITE invites you all. Design like a pro. For the tech meal session, okay, this was okay to go with. Okay? So this is up to you. Fine. Now you can just do things in your own ways. Okay, this is a simple invitation that I've made. This doesn't actually suffice the requirements. Fine, this is fine to go with. Now we can just give whichever backgrounds you want, and you can just include it anywhere. And also you need to add timings, dates, and something like that. You know it also. I just do not want to cover this up. Fine. So now I'll show you something, dear sisters and brothers. One important thing that you all we're looking into. For example, dear sisters and brothers, if you want to take some thing from the Google, okay, if you want to take a background from the Google and you want to put it here in your own what we say in your own flyer, let me just show you some things that you can, some tricks that you can do with. If you like this, okay, if you like the background that is in this picture and you do not like this wordings, we all know one important thing called as, yes, I actually did it in a very second or third class, right? And then move to the effects, and what you're going to do, grab the text. Okay. For example, if you want to have this text and not have the background, you can just delete the background and take the text all out of it. Fine. So this is a very easy and excellent way of doing things. Okay. So see here, now when you delete this, you can just add your own text to the deleted format, and you can just make a beautiful copy of the things that are in here. For example, you want to change that is written here, dear sisters and brothers. Change it all. You can change it by yourself. The grand opening, change it. Now it won't look that clumsy when you add your own text. Takmil session. EDU-SITE. Okay, this is the self-made. It looks like it is a self-made, right? Invites you all. Some things are not well there, but if it has 100% accuracy only, then go with that. Fine, go with that. For the takmil session of Design Like a Pro, these are the cards that I took from the internet, from the what we say, from the Google. If you find good cards, you can just go and change your uh, own ways, change it in your own ways. If you want to add the different background, now see here what I'll do. I have taken this one. Now I'll just take the text. The text is already taken. Now I'll change the background. Okay, I'll just change the background into the beautiful one. 2024. See here, what I'm doing is the tricks and tactics. Please learn it all. Inshallah, you will be able to make beautiful out of it. March 2024, and tomorrow's date is 09. And then you can just write the date as the day, this one as 3:30. This is the ways that you can create the event flyers as. You can just take their text and then you can just put your own text. Come and get, there's something like that. Be present or attend to learn to design, to learn tips and tricks, to design like a pro, and earn like a pro. Okay, using the freelancing or something like that, inshallah. So this is just some of the wordings, my own wordings. Do not worry, put it all. So what is this one? Zoom meeting. This would be our location. The venue, Zoom meeting, presented by Memeshar. Alhamdulillah. So this was it. We just changed this one into the beautiful background. Now I do not want something that is in background. I will delete it. Now I have written the text. I just want my own background. I'll put my own background, whichever I want. It was probably of a satin background, so I'll just put a satin word here. You will have so many beautiful backgrounds related to that. Okay, so see here. If you want the reddish one, the blackish one, usually the theme of our session was blackish one. So I'll take black. And okay, in the backgrounds, you have the beautiful backgrounds, dear sisters and brothers. In the photos itself, you just put the background, whichever the background you want. See here, if you want to put a black background, put a black background and search for it. Move to the photos and see, you will have so many related to that, right? So whichever you want, you can grab it up. I'll grab this one. I'll take this one for the what we say, that image as a background. Now I need something like the golden colored golden elements, whatever it is, golden borders, golden elements. Let me search for the golden borders. I'll put this golden border here at the end if you want. I'll let it be a bit smaller in size or something. Okay, so make sure you're fitting it properly inside this one, right? Okay, so then I'll just put some other elements as well. So if I want, I can put this one and put it inside this. Or if I want, I'll just put the meal session inside this. So whichever you want, it's in your own ways. Fine. So let me just see what suits us. Okay, if you want this one, let me just reduce it up, flip it over, further reducible, not reducible. So we'll see what will apply for the various things, fine. This would look, if it is in this way, will it look fine? No. Search for the ways in which you can create a masterpiece out of it, okay? Masterpiece out of the designs that you're doing. So for the golden elements, you can apply the beautiful golden wallpapers behind. Let's see what will be okay to our, no, this won't look good for this background. If you want, change the golden background itself. If it is not looking good, change it. It's all up to you. It's all up to you, dear sisters and brothers, fine? Make sure you're going to apply the beautiful effects, and the finishing should be excellent, fine? And also the coloring of the fonts, I have to change it all, right? Because we have used the golden one, we can just apply the beautiful golden related excellent things like this. Fine, this would suffice. Fine, and this one, the fonts, we can change. It was looking, the fonts were good for the previous background. Now the background has changed, the fonts must change. So that means session invites you all. For the invites you all, let me change the font. Fonts like this one, or something like, no, it should be a handwriting kind of font. Invites you all. No. Make sure you're going to apply the beautiful fonts. Okay. EDU-SITE, and also this one. EDU-SITE is usually written in this format, straight format. Let me write it in that itself. Invites you all. Put a logo instead, whichever you're making. Now this one had something like, invites you all for the takmeel session, and if you want, you can put it inside the bordering. Okay, and put it all there, fine? So one important thing, dear sisters and brothers, when you do it in this way, the workflow, the something that is above will move out. The reason is, it is assigned only that the size that is given there. So you cannot change it. So what we prefer is we duplicate it up. We make use of the things that are above and below and not the things that are needed on the sides. So if this is fine, then we'll just make use of this too. We'll just reduce it up. We'll just put it out here. Fine. The tech meal session. And then of design like a pro. And then you can just include two linings. And if this linings is fine, then you can put it any lines. And this is fine to go with, fine. This is a simple card that we just made, okay? You can make it in different ways, different ways. And this is done. Alhamdulillah, so we are done with today's session. We have created 3 cards. One is an invitation card, and we can just see if this is not finding, if you're not finding some good ideas or something like that, and you want to take the templates, and you have the last option to go through the templates. Fine, go through the templates. They have the same things that we all refer to, but you made use of the combination of the elements and made it perfect. That's all. Okay. And then they put it out as an elements. Put your own this one as the elements or elements, your sisters and brothers. Own cards if you're preparing. Put it on the Canva, upload it on the Canva so that others can also use that. Right. So you can also make sure you can upload your own content on the Canva as well. You have so many various ways of doing things. Fine. So here, this is a simple card. Nothing else other than the banners, and this was used here. Fine. The banners and the text was used. Something like this. Around there and a round banner here, and that's all. That's it. And the 2 elements here were used. The color spill or something like that they call it. You can just go and search on the elements and you will find it all. So alhamdulillah, this was the session for the today. If you have any doubts, type in now, because I wasn't able to go through the chat box. How to group the elements, dear sisters and brothers. When you click on each element, select it up, select multiple, click on select multiple, click on a 3-dot button, click on select multiple, and multiple text, just grab all the multiple text, and then again click on the 3-dot button and click on the grouping. Okay, and that way you can just group the elements. Fine. Now inshallah, I'm just going to have a quick lesson recap. Whatever we dealt in today's session was nothing but we learned how to prepare the flyers for the events, right? And tomorrow's session, dear sisters and brothers, we are going to learn how we are going to animate things, okay? Inshallah ta'ala. So I want you all to be ready with the flyers that you created throughout the courses, because we are going to animate all of it in different ways. Fine, we're going to animate each flyer starting from the day 1, that is a quotes flyer. Okay, from the quotes flyer we're going to begin with, we're going to animate each one, everything, and we're going to add the audios to it. We're going to convert those, all of the flyers that we did till now, even the wedding invitation flyers, whichever the projects you have created, keep it all. And inshallah, in tomorrow's session we are going to learn too much about the video editing, about the layering. We are going to learn how to extract the audios, how to trim the audios, how to trim the videos, how to add double audios, dual videos, and more to it, inshallah ta'ala. Canva is a good video editor, not the best video editor, but we have excellent video editors. Only the video editor concepts, we actually take up the classes sessions for the Kind Master, right? So alhamdulillah, we have so many Kind Master students here who have learned with us how to write this one. Is it possible to give 3D dimensions to an image while adding? Yes, it is possible. Give it a mock-up. Give it a mock-up like a shadow mock-up. You have so many, dear sisters and brothers. Move to the images and see, you have in the effects, you have something called shadowing of it. There is a 3D as well. In the elements also, go to the AI tools and they are giving the 3D look for the elements, each and every element. And also for the images, they are giving the 3D look. Go and just search for the apps. Okay, that was a homework for yesterday's session that you're going to see through the apps. Go through all of the apps that are there in the Canva and give a 3D look for the images as well. Fine. So alhamdulillah, this was a session for today. If you have any doubts, you can just ping me. I'll help you throughout. Jazakumullah khairan kaseera. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters here, take care of yourself, inshallah. Hope to see you all in tomorrow's session bi'iznillahi ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan kaseera. Assalamu alaikum. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.